Black Panther, and I asked you to watch this. I know Staff saw it. You know, the recency bias is not not adequate. It's not right. But was that like the best movie you've seen all year, Staff?
Ma Rainey's
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or at the very least.
Hey, celebration.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
I mean, I had to make sure it was cool, dog. Popping champagne.
Successful, right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we on a championship team. The Bulls and the Peoples. He's talking real shit. I'm sorry.
At the very least, like Chadwick Boseman's Levy was. I got tequila in there.
Oh, my bad. I thought you was done. Let's catch up, man.
Savage it out.
Yeah, no, that's right. That was probably like at least like the best individual performance,
That's not
man.
fair. I wish you would have brought this up to me so I could have
he just said Black Panther and it made me think about it.
I might say yes
in that movie.
later on, I'm like, no.
Yeah, right. Better. Hey, right. Somebody had a movie out of like the summertime or something. But like, and I immediately said recency bias when I brought it up because it just came out. But damn it, man, that movie.
But no, it was good, and it was. It's because it was originally a play.
Correct.
And you can tell it's a play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the acting, Chadwick was great. And even when I was texting, I was like, yo, honestly, it seemed to me that the movie was more about Levy and the band than it was Ma Rainey. You know,
I mean, it was about the whole experience that Ma Rainey and her band had to go through.
But I felt like maybe it didn't focus more on the band. But the band and that cast, because it was so talented, definitely drew you in more and held more of your attention. Especially Levy. That was, some Oscar-worthy performance. That was crazy. And then he went and killed Colonel Taylor.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
I was reading about it, and Viola Davis was like, she wanted to keep it so authentic, and that's why damn near in every scene, Ma Rainey was just sweaty as shit.
Yeah, I know.
Like before she started, and that was on purpose. I mean, you think about touring wherever they was at.
It's hot as shit.
20. This is 20. Like, I mean, like
ain't no AC.
1927.
Ain't no AC.
My grandma wasn't born until 29.
And mind you, she was already like 10 years into music, or even more. I forget. By 1927, but she was a way established, certified OG, which is why those white folks were willing to acquiesce in, all her demands. I'm not doing nothing like a cola or something like that. Yeah, so like, I mean, it just, man, fucking music and being a celebrity and like these things have just been around as long as people have been needing to be entertained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would definitely say becoming more of a celebrity was definitely. Back then, early 1900s, and you could add in
silent movies and
so if I'm not mistaken here, what you're trying to say is now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, Sleeves got to catch up on Ma Rainey's. We ain't seen that yet. I was in the King of Joburg with some crazy shit. But that's another story. But but I would like to segue that because now we can also give possibly. Maybe our top three. You just mentioned that as you feel like that's a top movie for yourself. Now, if you got to go back and if you got to go back in 2020, what stood out to you besides that?
So it's hard because I don't remember which movies came out when, like late 2019 or early 2020. So I won't necessarily go movie, but I will say the Fargo series was the best series I watched in 2020 with Chris Rock, and it had Glenn Turman on it, who was in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Like that was, I think even Chris Rock said that was like his best role. Like it was in a dramatic role. It was about the mafia in the 1950s. Black gang versus an Italian gang, and it ended just like you would anticipate a black gang versus an Italian.
I've heard mixed reviews on that in the streets.
Yeah,
I've heard that shit is too slow. And it's
that's people who don't like character stories. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So
you can't just shoot motherfuckers every episode. Like,
no, I just heard it took a long time to get into that, John. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, which is wild because originally this was one of my favorite movies, and Chadwick was in it this year. But talking to our good brother, Mr. Adams, Riley,
I've known him first.
Yeah, well, shit. Riley, silly ass. All right.
Actually, around the same time, he's like,
you know what I'm saying? He kind of tried to ruin it for me because he just put it in perspective. But for me, I enjoyed, you know what I'm saying, what was the joint, the war joint, the Spike Lee joint.
Five Bloods.
The Five Bloods. Like,
No,
I enjoyed the,
Delroy Lindo was very good.
I enjoyed the fuck out of the Five Bloods. You know what I'm saying?
It was okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
thought it was good. It was long. I think that was.
No,
That was kinda
but
hard
this
to
what
do.
fucked it up and put it in perspective. Like, listen, like you can't find nobody else to play the younger versions of these niggas. Like these niggas is old and the same at the time. Like you get what I'm saying? And I can't fraud on him. Like
that he is today.
you know what I'm saying? Like I can't fraud. He killed me with that shit. Like I enjoyed the fuck out of the movie. But when he got down to the crust of the shit, like he killed me. He was like, man, fuck out of here, man. These niggas is the same age they were supposed to be when they were supposed to be fucking young. They played 50 fucking years ago, man. Fuck out of here, man. Chadwick Boseman, the youngest fucking motherfucker, and he the wisest motherfucker out of here, man. Come on, man. Spike Lee with that shit. So
I
that's
think that
some
was
Logan Vibe
purposely
shit.
done, though.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just thought it was.
I mean, but how?
It was a great
Like, we-
movie, but I was like,
Yeah, I enjoyed the Five fucking Bloods.
Yeah, that
man.
was a good movie.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a good joke, Chadwick Boseman, definitely. But no, yeah, I think Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was definitely a great film.
But that's at the
I seen
end.
it.
So what
I
else,
know,
dog?
see,
Like you gotta go.
This is what I'm
And,
saying.
you know, like there's something to be said for
movies, so it's kind of hard
production. You know, was halted on a lot of things in
Right.
2020. So like, that's why it's like I'm trying to blame on what came out versus
That stuck to
2019.
you and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, and that's why
Like
I said
nigga,
that.
I like The Last Dance. You understand? Like and that.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
that was incredible. I mean,
And I'm be
it's a
honest with you,
docuseries,
that like
but-
that was like if I got it, like that stuck out, like some shit like that, like going back there with Mike, that era, growing up with these good brothers all around here, it take you back every year. Like for me, like I said, you know, I made my joke about the Five Bloods or whatever, but it was still a good movie. But on the cusp, like shit, like you said, it wasn't just between something like The Last Dance and the product Chappelle put out, you know what I'm saying, this year, those are the things, like, but I'm just saying about the things that stick out to me. You get what I'm saying?
Last
Like,
Dance was good. I definitely watched all that. I liked Lovecraft Country. I know a lot of people wasn't really messing with that too much, but I liked the horror sci-fi thing. I thought that was
no, I mean, that was pretty dope. I'm not going to fraud on that. That was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying?
I just got it.
Oh, if we're going to do that, I got to give honorable mention and shout out to motherfucking Regina King for the motherfucking Watchmen.
Watchmen was solid.
Yeah, the Watchmen was fucking solid.